The transfer of carbon from the forest ecosystem to the built environment may seem to be a straightforward process. Timber is harvested and converted to long-lived building products, which in turn are used to build homes and buildings, thereby sequestering harvested carbon in wood structures for decades. In truth, there's a great deal of collateral damage and considerable losses of carbon that are unaccounted for in much of the promotional literature advocating for wood use in the built environment. Forests are complex ecosystems, with carbon stored in a number of different carbon pools that interact with each other. In fact, the largest carbon pool in most forest ecosystems is the soil, not the standing trees themselves. In the US, soil carbon accounts for nearly 50% of total ecosystem carbon. Canada's boreal forests can actually store up to 90 or 95% of total ecosystem carbon in the soils. Merchantable carbon, which is the carbon locked inside of trees that have economic value, accounts for only a small fraction of total ecosystem carbon. According to one report by the BC Ministry of Forests, Lands, and Natural Resources, merchantable carbon accounts for only 10% of total ecosystem carbon. So the question is, what happens to these other carbon pools when we harvest the merchantable carbon? Well, logging is a disruptive activity to any ecosystem. It involves the construction of logging roads and skid trails. Soils are compacted by this heavy machinery. Soils lose cover from the forest canopy and become exposed to sunlight. Living root systems and rich undergrowth are either disturbed or destroyed, and this can have a devastating impact on soil quality. A recent meta-analysis of nearly 1,000 studies on the impacts of harvesting on soil carbon showed that there's a wide range of uncertainty about the impacts of logging on soil carbon pools. The research shows that stocks of soil carbon decline by an average of 11.2% after harvesting. And this loss of terrestrial carbon tends to be omitted from life cycle assessments and environmental product declarations for forest-based building products. This means that the true carbon footprint of such materials is being dramatically underestimated. To truly green the built environment and to build better buildings, a more inclusive view of wood-based building products and processes is necessary. Properly accounting for the full range of carbon consequences of such materials is a start. For more information, please visit www.buildingresiliencecoalition.org.